Hello YouTube friends, it's Lee here. Welcome to Junk Journal January for 2025. This is an open challenge hosted by Meg from Meg Journals. There's a link to Meg's channel in my video description box. And this is the journal that I'm going to be using every day, making a creation from the prompts provided by Meg. If you'd like to see how this journal was made, just have a look in the playlist that's on my home page of my channel, and it's also linked in my video description box, and you can see how I made the journal. Hi everyone, welcome to day 13. The prompt for today is opaque. Now, the meaning of opaque is it doesn't let light in and it cannot be seen through. It's not transparent. So that leaves the scope wide open, doesn't it? So pretty much anything that you can't see through is going to fit into this prompt. So what are the things that I've gathered up today? So I have this cover off a music sheet. Is that what it is? A music sheet book. So this is the outside cover. I've got a doily. I have a dragonfly painted on watercolour paper. And I also have a flower, which I don't end up using. So I'm going to make a side pocket to go into my journal from these items. Now the first thing I'm going to do is work out how I want to put this doily onto the page. Do I want it to overlap onto the front of the pocket, or am I going to cut it off, and where is the dragonfly got to go? Which side of the paper I'm going to use, because I quite like that orange. I thought that was quite nice. I do decide to use the music side of it rather than the actual cover. And I'm just inking it with some vintage photo just around the edge. So I'll give this a really good coat of this glue. This glue stick is the Uhu glue stick. It's my favourite glue stick. A lot of people don't like glue stick, and I don't like most glue sticks, but I think this one is pretty good. It's really sticky. And as long as you, with this one, I've found, this is what happens with me, you might be different, as long as I make sure that I get right up to the edges and the corners are down, then I don't have any problem with these ones coming off, with this things coming off that are stuck down with this glue stick. I got my manky little text stamp here that's as old as the hills, so I'm just going to put a little bit of text onto my page. I really should clean that poor little stamp up. It's got paint and it's got all sorts of things on it. So back to the doily again. So I'm just going to put some glue in a circular pattern onto the page, and then place the doily down into the glue, and then just check that the edges are down. The next thing I want to glue on is this little card. So this is a piece of, well, it's got a gel print or something on the other side. And I decided to use the pink side rather than the gel printed side. But before I glue that down, I thought I might put a little bit of this nice greeny sort of coloured paint. This is the chalk paint that I got from Kmart. Unfortunately, it's no longer available. But any chalk paint, if you're looking for chalk paints, will do the same sort of job. I like the consistency of it when it's dry. You can write on it. It's really easy to write over. Not that this will be getting written on, but yeah, I just thought I'd add that in for what it's worth. I thought those colours match the dragonfly quite well. And if I've said butterfly, please forgive me. I do that all the time when I'm playing with dragonflies. So So I'm going to put a couple more stamps onto the little pocket before I glue it down. So that is 2 pieces of paper stuck together. I've used a fancy little corner punch to punch out the top and the bottom of the right hand side, and then I've just stitched around it on the sewing machine with a zigzag stitch. So that was as simple as it was, and this was already in my stash, so I thought good time to start using some of the things that are in there and just piling up and not being used. So it's recycling in a way, I suppose. So I'm still working out whether I want to use that flower. I do like the way it looks on there, but I think it's just a bit crowded, so that I don't use it. But I use it in the next thing that I make. So I'm using art glitter glue to glue down my pocket. So gluing on 3 sides. And I've put a little bit of glue stick onto that doily, folded it over, and there's the pocket pretty much made. So just looking for a couple more stamps, and I know everyone's going to say put a piece of sponge under the page and they'll stamp better, but I really don't want a perfect image in these. Get out. So I'm just working out where the dragonfly is going to go, and I end up putting it a little bit higher up, so that I want to get the whole thing in. I didn't want to have to cut off any bits of the tail or the wings. These are really easy to paint, the dragonflies. So if anybody is interested in learning how to do that, you don't need to have watercolours to do it, let me know. But there is a gazillion tutorials on how to paint dragonflies. So it's basically the wings and long skinny body, so they're really easy. And you can use inks, you can use acrylic paint, you can use anything to paint them with. So Diane Antone, she has some really good lessons, really easy to understand if you want to learn how to paint dragonflies. So have a look for her channel. Still playing around with that flower arrangement down the bottom. Now put it aside again. And get up a little trusty Stabillo pencil and put a little shadow around the edge of the wings. If you're enjoying my videos and you find value here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you turn on your notifications, you'll never miss a new video from me. I love to share my ideas and just show you my creative process. Now these videos are a bit shorter than I would normally be doing. And I mean, I've got to make 31 videos in the month, so that's a lot of work. And that's why I've kept these ones short. I've tried not to get too intricate. I mean, I could take a whole day to do a page. I don't think you'd want to sit there and watch it all though. But yeah, so that's why these videos are a bit shorter than my normal ones are, my regular videos. So a couple of them are longer because what I've done has been a bit more intricate and there've been more processes in it. But this one is a fairly simple creation, so it's only a reasonably short video. What I'm doing here is using a damp paintbrush to activate that Stabillo pencil. So the Stabillo is water activated, so you can just draw with it and leave it, or you can dampen it with water and it goes a little bit like watercolour paint, or you can just smudge it as well. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. You can also dip the Stabillo pencil into water. So I've got a little puddle there on the left hand side and you'll see me do that in a moment. There, so I just dipped it into the water, and it goes on as if it's been activated straight away. You can do that with watercolour pencils as well. I'm loving the way the Dragonfly is looking, but I'd like it to stand out a little bit more on the page. So I've got my watercolour set here. This is a Winsor & Newton one, and I'm just using a bit of a turquoise colour to brighten the wings up, and then just dabbing off the extra moisture to get it nice and dry. Bit of yellow on the body, and then I'm going to do some little spatters here and there. And you might have remembered that I did Kerry Griffith's postcard challenge back in July, I think it was. So I was doing 2 challenges that month. No wonder I'm tired. So I thought I'd just pop this one in because its colours sort of match. And if you want to see those postcard videos, I'll put a link in my video description box so you can have a look at that playlist as well. So we'll call this one done. So this is day 13 and it's opaque. The next one is balance. So I'll see you for that one. Thanks for watching. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Happy creating. Hooroo.